You are prime supportive mother right now. You're like, and
Well, here,
smile.
I just,
and eyes
I don't want
open
your
and
eyelines to go
smile.
up.
Hey guys, welcome back to Real Talk. I want to talk to you about something kind of dramatic that happened over this past weekend. There was a huge confrontation between a group of young men who were in Washington, D.C. for the March for Life and a group of older men who were there for the Indigenous Peoples March. Some photos got shared of the confrontation and a lot of drama went up on social media about people's different opinions of what was going on and what this reflected overall of those two different marches and obviously all the political opinions surrounding it. I have to say that I also jumped in on that. I took from the photos that I saw that these boys were kind of harassing or like intimidating this elderly man. And I just thought that was a poor reflection of the pro-life movement when they were there for the March for Life. Goes on though is that through the weekend more footage came out that just shed a little bit more light on this scenario, and I realized I really regretted reacting so abruptly and emotionally when I didn't have all of the facts together. I regret some of the things that I said. I realized that they weren't necessarily the most charitable things and that I really should have thought before I tweeted. After that interaction, I was a little bit embarrassed and I learned a lot of things that I want to share with you because I think that we can learn a lot from this experience of just jumping to conclusions and assuming sometimes the worst in people when we don't have all the facts. Three things that I think we can all keep in mind before we post something reactionary on social media is the first, as Christians, we should approach everything in prayer. And I know that sounds so dramatic and like, oh, I'm gonna stop and pray before I post something on social media. But really, we're supposed to root everything in prayer. And maybe that's as simple as just checking how you feel, right? If your conscience is saying, I don't know if this is right, then just stay away from it, right? But it doesn't hurt just to say, Lord, am I approaching this scenario charitably? Is this what you would want me to say? Or is there just a better way I can phrase it that still keeps the same emotion, but is just more respectful to the people that I'm interacting with? The second thing to keep in mind is that it's okay to react emotionally. It's okay to be angry at something in the world. It's okay to get riled up and to want to say something that really strikes the heart of people. But just a reminder that that always has to be rooted in reason. We always have to be reasonable and consider all of the facts. We need to be people that are discerning of the things that we say. In Scripture, it talks a lot about a well-trained tongue. Before you post something or you say something that's going to be reactionary, you need to think about why you're saying it, because the tongue has the power to speak life into the world or death into the world. And we want to make sure that as Christians, we are always speaking life into the world and building our culture up. The third thing to keep in mind is that social media is rarely the whole story. You're sometimes just getting a snapshot of something that's really happening. So it's important to try to gather as much facts and information about an event before you express your opinion on it. All of these areas are ways that we can be more discerning as Christians. If you have any more thoughts on the controversy that happened over the weekend, or if you have a couple of ideas how we can be better discerners of what we put out into the world, especially on social media, please leave a comment below. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe, and we'll see you next week on Real Talk. She does have a bad voice. She makes great songs. Yeah. But would I go see her in concert? I don't know. And I want you to know I stan Rihanna.